First fight, so the question is, Jules, can they win the second, the third, the fourth?
And the rest of the game.
And that doesn't seem to be the case currently. Gigantti sitting 2-0 up here. They're going to have had a couple of fights under their belt. And I want to see what Team Gigantti are going to do support-wise on the defense here. They may decide to stick with the Moira Lucia that we've seen to be so prevalent over the course of these last few games here at the Overwatch Contenders playoffs. Though, we have seen before stuff like the defensive Ana. I'd like to see that out of Ripper. I imagine he's very good at it.
Yeah, especially on the defense here, because you can just sit so far back. Ana being probably one of the best range healers with that biotic rifle and the grenade as well, to throw into that choke to land a couple of purples or just try and heal up the rest of your team. Couple that with someone like a Lucio or a Zenyatta is pretty good. It fulfills a lot of those needs for both offensive healers and defensive healers. But more offenses, the better for Ripper. He likes to play that Moira, and again another Moira that gets a roll online so quickly. It does really determine the first fight. The damage and healing it can output, especially against tanks, can really just leave a stitch in your side.
That it certainly can, and I'm getting a feeling of deja vu here, Jules. There's a quad tank, but no Xayah in sight. Urki once again going to be picking up that Roadhog. It looks like only God is going to forgo the Xayah in order to move on to that Winston. And now they may be trying to make a deep dive in towards the backline. Marsa may be their primary target here, or Nil, if they find Nil in the place where Ripper cannot accurately get to him with that healing, because of course you can't travel vertically with a Moira very much.
No, you cannot, but doesn't really need to. Come on, let's be real here. He's going to stick low to the ground. See, look at that. 30% already on AFox's Coalescence. They are going to get a little
matched by Nil
down as well.
31% on the Riptire as well, so every point of healing being matched with a point of damage, of course, and that's the speed. That's a very quick engagement.
There's the speed push. Yep, Urki finds a nice hook onto LH Cloudy. Shields down is eradicated. There we go. And now Neil moving forward. Nellyvote is going to lose his mech, so that's going to crumble to the floor. Another hook does land, somehow finding a Lucio. Hello. Massa is going to get killed with Nellyvote picking up the kill credit. And now with both healers dead for Gigantti, they're just forcibly on the retreat.
And Urki's ability to twist people when he gets these hooks, to put them in less than optimal positions where it's very hard for his team to back them up, it means that you can more often than not secure the kill.
Yeah, AFox and Ripper opening up with their Coalescence. It wasn't one healer, it was two healers down. It was only the singular one. Nice pin onto Urki though. Takes a breather, heals himself back up, and even has that whole hog available to him as well. This Roadhog isn't going to be too happy when you just march upon his point, but ends up getting taken out by Ripper in all of it all. There's the Shadow to answer to with that Graviton Surge. Davin didn't expect that one coming. Almost finds the pin. Lowsish doing a good job of just steering clear of this Xayah. Is going to just be able to hold on to the point a little bit longer. 2 ticks have been acquired, and the spawn timers for Angry Titans are very much in their favor.
Massa being incredibly aggressive, but Davin does have a lot of charge to him. He's going to try and build up towards that Graviton Surge, but he knows it's fruitless in the face of the oncoming tide of the Angry Titans.
Well, Lowsish doing a good job now, just swinging away at the hammer. That is going to be all said and done. Even the Diva just takes a nice little look around the gardens.
Yeah, Luddy, he's built himself up a sound barrier. 2 support ultimates are available for Angry Titans here. It looks like they may decide to go right down the gut through the middle here with a speed boost. We did see them hang back a little bit on that point Angel so they could get the drop on Team Gigantti, and it looks like they're going to be trying to do the exact same thing here, but already Massa with a displacement move. He's going to make sure that it's going to take a while for Lowsish to join this.
Well, there's the 2 Coalescences being brought out equal time once again. AFox not doing a good job of healing his team. He's actually in the front here, just making sure that he can damage the sidelines, and none of that healing actually landed on the rest of them. Only God ends up going down with Graviton available to them as well. Rather swift disengage from AT. 5 minutes and 35 seconds though. It's been a tale between these two teams even over the past couple of games, that they managed to cap the first point rather quickly. It's all about the second one that really just leaves them struggling.
And the reason that AFox and his team both found themselves rather high and dry was due to mastering that displacement move at the beginning. By throwing Lowsish away and making sure he had to go in through that different entrance, it meant that he denied the line of sight for AFox's ultimate without forcing Angry Titans into the midst of his team, forcing a lot more damage to be taken than he could heal up. Here comes the
aggression, the Shatter met with the Graviton Surge. They're not going to be able to do all too much damage, although Lowsish does end up falling first. Again, another swift disengage from Angry Titans, all said and done. And this Cloudy finds himself a kill, which will net him a Shatter.
Look at that, Team Gigantti, they understand they have to hold for a long time here. That entire fight, they only invested a single ultimate. They made sure they got the pin onto Lowsish, because Lowsish is sort of the linchpin of this entire team. If you can remove him, then everyone else on Angry Titans is lacking for defensive measures, and they can become a whole lot of ult charge for you to gain off of their bodies.
Well timed Flame Strike by LH Cloudy. Is going to jump down now onto the point. That one gets eaten. There's the Shadow. It's going to get blocked. 2 Coalescences once again. Won every fight at this point. LH Cloudy actually forcing Onigod off the high ground there with a hammer swing is going to lead him to actually walk around here, which means Losish is just going to get piled upon and killed. Masa ends up finding the killing blow onto Onigod as well. Another swift disengage from Angry Titans. They still are yet to use that grab. Team Gigantti's prioritization on who they want to displace and kill off first is just stupendous.
Echoes of the intelligence of General Sator coming through here, Jules. You can see that Team Gigantti, they aren't just a blunt object, they are a honed blade which cuts into the Angry Titan offense. They don't just need to lay down damage, they lay down enough displacement to make sure that Angry Titans are never at full fighting strength.
Onigod, he has to get this Graviton Surge off pretty soon. Davin's working his way towards his second one. Neil has that tire. This is a bad news bear for Angry Titans. They need to find themselves on the high ground. That tire did Lil of absolutely nothing. And he finds the kill onto Nil as well. There's Onigod finally with that Graviton Surge. They do end up reproducing that with a sound barrier even. I got a little bit confused there. LH Cloudy pays the price, and that will be a self-destruct onto Urki. The Earth Shatter does hit the floor, and look, everybody from Angry Titans now piling their way onto the point, and a sound barrier to make sure they secure it. RCK gets pinned and just gets lasered and carved into with Onigod's laser, and now it is just the drip feeding of Team Gigantti to actually make their way onto the point now, but it's all too little too late, as a 3-minute time bank is going to get secured by Angry Titans.
And 3-minute time bank's pretty impressive. We have to remember this is Angry Titans map choice, so we would have expected a full completion here from the team. It looks like they managed to do exactly that. Once they decided to go up through the high ground instead, not give any chance for Gigantti to displace them, made sure that there was some value gained off of that Graviton Surge as well. That's when it all started to come together.
And it did. With a healthy time bank, it will now be time for Gigantti to go on the offense. I want to see Neil on this Genji. I really do, Legday. He has been doing such a fantastic job on the junk rat, but it isn't so impressive sometimes to see a Riptire fly its way in and execute a couple of members. But Neil's Genji have really been just such a hard carry throughout the group stages. They've just really not had a use to use it at the moment. I mean, cutting up a couple of tanks with the Dragon Blade, they do 120 damage per slash, so really not doing that much. You are looking for those softer targets in the healers and the DPS, so not running it here, running the junk rat is intelligent, yes, but it doesn't beat the showmanship, that is, or the showman's show, that is Neil's Genji.
Though, the cleanness of the comms for Team Gigantti, it does mean that they can combine often with either a Mercy damage boost or a Discord Orb from Ripper or Master in order to try and buff up those Dragon Blades. And when you're going up with a 30% damage boost against a particular target or with a Mercy Beam on you, you're doing 156 damage per slash. That makes you a lot more deadly towards tanks. Just the extra 36 damage is so threatening because you can start to chunk down Winston's health 150 at a time, and nothing's going to try and out-heal that apart from maybe a Transcendence.
Well, that's not what they're going to be running. Well, they are, sorry, going to be running the two Zenyatas. Angry Titans on the defense, going for dive. Straight dive with the Urki and Onigod on the Tracer and the Genji. And even we're seeing what we wanted to see in that Ana from Ludi, just sitting at the back there with a Fox.
Going to be very vulnerable though, because of course they are going up against a Lucio. They have no speed boost of their own, and that means that Team Gigantti can just roll on into them should they decide to do so. But Team Gigantti don't really have any anchor tanks to play around. They do have the Winston, but they don't have Cloudy on that usual Reinhardt. So when they dive onto these Angry Titan supports, there isn't going to be much protection for those who go forward.
A little bit of damage from those Shurikens. Neil actually finds himself on the high ground, and Urki is going to get killed straight up. And now Davin taking control here as well. You can see his positioning here. No way near his other DPS. Doesn't want to go in for this full dive. Wants to pick off the straggled members of Angry Titans. And now Neil just running amok. He has 60% on that blade already, and they're going to be able to just take command and control of this point as well.
Of course, Angry Titans do have more healing available. Ledge Cloud is going to have trouble sticking around, and Onigod's going to be personifying that by taking him down with those pulse pistols. Luddy's laying down so much healing, he's already got himself a nano boost. He can put that on Boltish at any time they want to try and move in and repulse Team Gigantti from this point.
Urki has no blade though. There's the pulse bomb, doesn't quite find anything really, and Neil's going to have to go onto a swift retreat. He does go extremely low. There's the nano boost, like you just mentioned, going on to the Winston to forego the attack of Gigantti.
Oh, okay. Wow. Interesting use of a Transcendence there, and that means the rest of Team Gigantti are going to have to pile in to get that healing.
Losish going really low as well. He's going to get healed up by the Ana, but they are just going around the high ground here. Again, the blade is still available from Neil. A Ripper using that Transcendence fairly early would normally seen it as a mistake, but they just turned it completely around and used it to get onto that point. He's looking for the blade. He has to unleash it soon, but Urki unleashes his quicker, but gets booped away by Master and actually killed by it. Sound barrier comes down. The blade comes out. He's looking for a target. He's found one. He's found another. Tracer does manage to get out of there rather quickly, but the rest of the team is already dead. We'll go to little bit of extra time, but that will be Gigantti capping the first point.
Good jukes there from Onigod. Unfortunately, the remainder of his team weren't able to do the same. A-Fox lost the quick draw contest. Well, I suppose he won it, but really his team lost. Little bit of vengeance from Luddy. Go to sleep, Nil. Have a nap. You've earned it. But don't sleep too long.
That's a pretty hard sleep dart to hit as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it was just a Hail Mary one, but still.
Nah,
hey,
that was totally skill.
Totally skill. See him through walls. Luddy has that nano boost again as well. So we are looking at either Urki getting that Dragon Blade rather quickly.
Oh,
big stick from Honigod. Flick of the wrist. He will be able to take out one of the supports, and even Nil going down, rather forcibly exiting the rest of Team Gigantti from their dojo. Now we RCK going for a complete reset.
Yeah, 2 supports down. That's an end to that push. And Davin, without a hope and a prayer, you can't time travel your way out of that one, I'm afraid. And once again, Luddy has built himself up towards that nano boost. I imagine we are going to see it once again put onto Lolsish. Or we may see it put onto Urki. Maybe go for that sort of bait where you try and bait out Ripper's Transcendence without drawing out the blade, just going in with a Nano Genji. And then bringing out the blade afterwards.
We've seen it a couple of times, actually. Eagle Gaming specifically comes to mind, them using that so aggressively. And then you still have that blade for later on, too, and you haven't got to worry about a Transcendence whatsoever. Onigod's almost got another Pulse Bomb also. They are going to be able to touch the point here, so they are going to get a little bit of time. But all said and done, Onigod playing very sneaky. He's going to go on to the back line, too. Transcendence comes out, already early force. There's the Pulse Bomb, gets thrown out. Doesn't quite connect, but now it leaves Urki in a very good position, as Ripper doesn't have that defensive ultimate. Although I say that, and he's already going to go down. Nano boost, they have to be able to use it on a good target here. Luddy does throw it out, but all to little to no avail as that self-destruct did kill early vote. Angry Titans opening up with their own Transcendence, but look at Nil's positioning now. He is free to rain down all the damage he so desires.
A-Fox forced to be the one to contest the point, but Nil is very low. One more hit from Luddy would have hit him, killed him, but he does bring out that...
Oh, there's the blade we wanted. Davin gets the Pulse Bomb kill as well onto the Winston. Urki just trying to find some targets, but it couldn't quite find any of anything. Did force the soldier off the high ground though, but didn't actually manage to secure the kill, so he's going to be able to get back on there rather sharpish.
And now, LH Cloudy's down. There's not too much beef here for Team Gigantti. And out of dodge goes RCK. He may have had enough. Oh, that's a nice stick there from Onigod onto them. That's a bit of a rarity, Jaws. Some Tracer on Tracer action. They did manage to kill each other, so fair trades there. But of course, Davin will be respawning a little bit further away. And now, Angry Titans, they're looking to win out here on Time Bank. Team Gigantti, they have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. 40 seconds before they are on the lower end of the time bank here.
Oh yes, they are. And look at their ultimates though. That's where you've got to look at. Nil with that tactical visor. They do have Ripper again with a Transcendence. Builds him up oh so quickly. As long as he doesn't get taken out first, they should be okay. That grenade only hit the Diva. There is the tactical visor. No shield and no defense matrix to really worry about. Everybody's just exiting the fight. There's a big monkey, very angry with that nano boost on him. Does a lot of damage, and RCK doing a little bit more as he does execute Luggy with that self-destruct. And now RCK receiving that boon of health that Sound Barrier does provide. He's just ripping through the front line of Angry Titans, pushing back. That Transcendence is going to buy him a little bit more time. They found one tick already.
A-Fox once again forced to be the one who has to go in and make the contestation. Walsh is going to try and join him, as is Luddy, but Luddy isn't going to last for long. Nil's got himself a shooting gallery here.
Oh, Nil, no one's paying attention to him whatsoever. It's so hard to. Lolshish goes down. Urki's going to follow him as well. A D-Mech is only going to provide them with a couple of extra seconds. Another tick has soon been acquired, and as soon as they kill one, another one comes out the other side gate. They end up completing the map with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the time bank.
22 seconds surplus there for Angry Titans. It does mean they're going to be able to defend first again. Angry Titans going to have to go for their attacking run to see what the point to beat is, but we do have 2 full completions here on Hanamura. And RCK, he's so instrumental to Team Gigantti. He is so good at that Diva. He just manages to play the vanilla so well, and even with his ultimates, he managed to get consistent kills a lot. And that's something that's very rare, like reminiscent of Poco over in the Fusion Outlaws. Fusion Outlaws? Philadelphia Fusion.
Combining the 2 teams.
Yeah, man. Fusion Outlaws. Sounds good.
Gigantti looking like the Outlaws right now. Really showing up with a wealth of not only compositions, but a wealth of heroes that each and every individual member can swap onto. And I'm really liking this Moira change as well. It's been something we've not seen all too often, but now we're seeing a whole lot more of it as tanks do come into the fold. We are seeing Angry Titans now go for this offense. Urki is going to be on this Sombra. Sorry, they are on the defense. Little symbols aren't the right way around. Urki is going to be on the defense on the Sombra this time. Luddy and A-Fox are going to be on the Ana and Zen respectively once again.
It is worth noting here now that Urki can control the small health packs close to where Luddy and Avox will be hanging out, and that does mean that they're going to have a lot more survivability, being able to pick up that health pack every 2 seconds. That's about 37.5 healing per second available for those supporters if they make the maximum use of that health pack. That's a lot of survivability, Jules.
A lot of survivabilities for two very immobile supports. Now Gigantti still running nil on that Genji. They're going to do exactly the same thing as they did before. Dive on the left-hand side, and LH Cloudy this time ends up going down to Luddy. But hang on a second here, because nil is just going to get reset after reset. Everybody's just so grouped up, and Davin again had a field day too. Martin's just finding boot kill after boot kill as well. I got to say, this guy has got a pretty mean right click.
And I was talking before about how they could utilize that small mini health pack in order to try and keep themselves alive, but they did actually disengage out towards the end there, and that did mean that not only could they not access for health pack Jaws, but also Marsa had a lot more space to try and get those boot kills. And look at Nil already forward, trying to get himself that all-important blade charge. Only 50% of the way thus far, but he can lay down some shurikens upon some rather beefy targets such as Lolsish and Eliver to try and charge himself.
He wasn't going to fall for it again. There was no way he's going to get sleeped out here, but he will get hacked, in fact, as Urki does find a nice little right click on it, but Nil undeterred is moving forwards, and in fact only got Eliver going to fall first. The blade is almost available to him as well, only 20% left. Angry Titans now on the spawn rotation, but Marsa ends up going down to a Barnet grenade. Perfect throwing arm by Luddy, who was in the back lines. There comes the EMP,
oh,
but it
midway
was
through the EMP!
Urki, oh no, Nil comes up big, even unleashes the blade, cutting off the spawn. Zenyatta to almost didn't stand a chance. Avox managed to find the headshot on a purple Genji. Oh boy, that was also close to Angry Titans losing it there and then. They forgo the EMP, meaning a Genji swap up here is going to have to be necessary.
Oh, Nil had a lot of nerve there, about 40 health, thinking he could go after the Zenyatta. Unfortunately, was very, very wrong. However, Urki potentially swapping off in shame here, going over to the Junkrat instead of a Sombra. Going to have to rebuild that ultimate, but luckily the rest of the team has his back. Angry Titans now with 1 minute and 15 to defend here against Team Gigantti. They have 5 ultimates in the bank.
Yeah, they should just be able to pace these ones out. We spoke before about Luddy just popping the nano boost on Lolsish. Nice sticky onto LH Cloudy. Instant disengage there. Only got looking to punish some late departures from Team Gigantti. Can't quite find any, but just goes back to get healed. And
of course, no mercy means no second chances. And Team Gigantti, with the time bank they have, they aren't willing to make undemand pushes. They just don't have the time to do so. We've got to try and make every single push that they have count, because 45 seconds remain. And they're trying to build up that ultimate bank as well. They've already got themselves 3, almost 4, as Davin comes online as well. But Nil and RCK, they're going to need a little bit longer.
Oh no, Luddy misses the sleep dart. He's going so low. He wasn't protecting the back lines, and LH Cloudy pays him a visit. Sound barrier comes through for Angry Titans, and now Only God can just farm all of those shields for some ult charge. He does manage to find an additional kill as well. 1 ultimate now used on the side of Angry Titans. They have only got 17 seconds remaining though. Lolsish finding another one onto Nil using that Primal Rage, and they still got Nano Boost to boot.
Only God going to duck away there, pick up a large health back. Himself and Davin met for a small while, but they quickly disengaged, not to be taking that fight today. And now the last fight for Team Gigantti. In comes the Nano Boost onto Lolsish.
Nano Boost, they find themselves up on the high ground. Junkrat going extremely low. Urki has to back off towards spawn. There's the self-destruct to try and get the remake, but it is going to get bubbled off, so no casualties just yet, as I say that, as Lolsish ends up falling. And now Nil in prime time position here, once again on the high ground. Opened up that tactical visor, but it was blocked most of the time. Another beautiful grenade lands on him, but you got to be healing your team, Luddy. The rest of them are just going down to Davin, who's just solo carrying this point. Transcendence again to buy some more time, and overtime still ticking through, but they are so close to getting it. Another 5%, another second and a half to actually securing it. 4 points now on the board for Gigantti. Angry Titans, what do they do now?
Well, they got to cap it all out, Jaws. If they do not, the Overwatch Contenders season is over. Somber silence.
Somber silence for them now. They have got quite a wealth of a time bank. A little bit quicker they were on the trigger against Team Gigantti. They've got 3 minutes and 2 seconds to be precise. Now, what does Team Gigantti do here? Seems like they just go over again. We'll run nil on the Genji. Makes a lot of sense, but maybe opting for something a little bit different. I say different, we've seen it already, and they're in the Junkrat triple tank. defense.
And Angry Titans had a pretty effective first attack, mostly due to Urki hitting those hooks again and again. He was just so effective in managing to displace people into places not only where he could get the shot off from the scrap gun, but where Team Gigantti would have a lot of trouble trying to defend them, either pulling them out of the line of sight of Davin with a shield, or making sure that Cloudy couldn't charge forward and angle his shield around to try and defend them from any oncoming fire after the scrap gun shot as well. And that's where Angry Titans really did show their strength here when they have Urki on the hog. The classic quad tank that we've known them so well for. We're going to go out with a bang, potentially.
Potentially so. Only God has done a good job thus far in the series, building up those grabs rather quickly, so it's going to be eyes on him, really, coming out the gates. 3 minutes, though, to attack. Rather swift were both these teams to take that first point. It's whether they can do it all over again. You've got to be aware, though, Nil doing a lot of damage fairly early on. He's going to build those Riptires, and they could just keep that ultimate economy bank rolling. You throw out a Riptire, and you'll have another one online. Just those eco pushes. That's what Angry Titans are going to have to look for.
Cloudy already having sent out a couple of fire strikes, scouting the area, but already here comes the speed boost engagement from Angry Titans. Also just going to go forward, trying to meet LH Cloudy in the middle here.
Only God not building up so quickly. Nil doing exactly that. 60% now on that Riptire. Very short engages from Angry Titans. I've got a Fox though with that Coalescence, so potentially just waiting for that and letting that spam come in so he can get that one up rather quickly. Now maybe a push of Coalescence is going to be on the cards. That it is. They push forwards, however, a big trap onto Elivote there is going to send him extremely low. And there is the answering Riptire from Neil, ends up going down, but trades it at least 1 for 1 as Luddy ends up falling as well. And now the hammer does get unleashed. It didn't quite land on anybody though, with Losish was very quick on the right click and managed to block most of it. They are contesting the point still, but Elivote is going to get sent back to spawn.
Losish there got a shield from Onigod. Great timing, and it did save most of their team from that Earth Shadow. So credit to Onigod for saving Losish, if only for a few seconds longer before he's pushed into that building. And he tried to charge his way out to take someone from Team Gigantti with him into the midst of his respawning team. But Master got a great boop to displace him, and that meant that charge went nowhere but into a wall, and it was trapped in there. And LH Cloudy, well, he took advantage of that. But now Losish ready to come back with a vengeance before he lands down there. He's got the Earth Shadow in his back pocket, should it be required.
RCK's got the self-destruct though. Can he pull it off again? They move straight to the point. There's the Shadow. It's going to get blocked. Coalescence healing them all up. And RCK, he comes up big again with a 3-piece. Losish, A-Fox, and Onigod, they end up going down. And that's another 30 seconds wasted here. Angry Titans, they've only got a minute left. 2 already off the board.
3 tanks. 3 ingredients to the combination that has once again waylaid to Angry Titans with Graviton Surge Jaws for self-destruct, and Cloudy removing Losish and the shield from the mids to ensure that team wipe. And almost every time it's been executed perfectly.
There's another tire. These pushes from Gigantti, or these defense from Gigantti, also good. There's the self-destruct. Elivote was bigger though. 4 members this time, not willing to be shown up on the stage. Angry Titans, they find an almost complete team wipe on Gigantti, and they're going to be able to secure the first point.
We're going to have too much time to go for the second, though. They will have about at max 1 minute here as they move forward. Of course, they are going up against a respectable ultimate bank from Team Gigantti. Almost both the support ultimates online once Ripper gets a little bit more healing. The sound barrier ready to go, but Urki's got that all-important whole hog, and oh no! Luddy, don't skate into those.
Luddy straight into Nil's trap, and it ends his life. And now Davin, look, they can play this aggressive Legday because they can just buy as much time as they possibly can. 40 seconds remaining. Quick reset for Angry Titans.
Only got there being a little bit intelligent. He bubbled both himself and Losish as they jumped off the edge, ensuring that he ensured that no additional ultimate charge could be gained by Team Gigantti, hitting them as they went down. But now Team Gigantti, they've built up quite a bit more ultimate charge as they go forward. 20 seconds remain on the clock here for Angry Titans. They've got the quad tank out. They've got a couple of ultimates to play with. They've got time, Jaws, for one last ride.
Oh, Airmaster's got that sound barrier though, that's the problem. LH Cloudy coming through with that shatter could be pretty big as well. No real charge on Davin. Is actually, I say that he tanks a lot of that coalescence. RCK finds another self-destruct kill on A-Fox. They're gonna have to touch the point now. Gigantti, they want to make it to the finals again. Davin needs his second chance at this championship. Davin finds 2, overtime ticks down. There's only a couple of tanks left, but the Graviton Surge was good. Massa finds his kill, and Luddy, he ends up falling over. 4 points to 3, Gigantti 3-0 Angry Titans, and we will see you tomorrow to face off against British Hurricane.
We have our finalists, Jaws. British Hurricane and Team Gigantti. Angry Titans will join CIS Hope It was a valiant fight, but they will both be going home. They won't be making it to the finals, but we will be seeing them next season. And I expect a lot.
Angry Titans, they've made it this far, and you got to be proud of yourselves for that. But Team Gigantti this time, again, they want to make it to the finals again. They want to be crowned champions. This Finnish squad, spearheaded by Davin, the returning champ, wants to make his and carve his initials on the trophy once more.
Two championships worth of Davin's initials on that trophy will look rather good, I imagine. Team Gigantti definitely hungry for it.
They will be, but now they've got to face off against British Hurricane, the fan favourites coming into this. It's all down to the wire tomorrow. We're going to jump to the analysts, though. They're going to break down that 3-game set even more.